For the first time in its history, this year's British Town Crier Championships is being held in complete silence. As the country starts to exit lockdown, the UK's top professional shouters will be judged on their written cries alone. The Loyal Company of Town Criers, which hosts the competition, has received hundreds of entries from across the country. Let's speak with Brenda Willison, Town Crier of Newmarket and chairman of the Loyal Company of Town Criers. Brenda, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. Nice to have you with us. Never before did you imagine you'd be speaking to so many people from the media over something like this. But I mean, the serious side to this, and you are, for those watching us as well as listening to us, they will see that you have all of your official Town Crier garb on.
I've got my bell handy as
You've
well.
even got your bell handy and everything that goes with it. Fantastic. I mean, so what's happened here then? How can you judge a Town Crier competition based on a written assessment?
Well, every year when we have the British competitions, we get given a subject to write about for if we get to the final.
Yep.
And it can be anything. And if you don't write a good cry, then you're not going to win the final because you're going to be shouting rubbish. So we decided, because of lockdown and we missed out on our British last year, that we would hold a virtual one, which is just based on the content of the cry.
So what you would say rather than how you would say it.
Exactly. But also it's judged by the judges as to what is written would be a good cry as well if it was cried.
This is a national scandal, surely.
No, of course not. No. And we decided as well that we were going to raise money for a charity.
So there's a charitable side to it as well.
There is, yeah. We're raising money for Shout, which helps people with stress, etc., and so on. And then there's been so many people over the last year that have got more stress than ever.
Yeah, of course, for obvious reasons.
And so they just have to text Shout, and they can get a volunteer to help them. And wow. Shout, because of our what we do as well, is a good thing to support.
Oh, well, absolutely right. But aren't you going to miss the heady capers of competing vocally?
To a certain degree, but I quite like trying to write my cries anyway and trying to make them rhyme and fit within the brief. And I have won Best Composed Cry 2 or 3 times in the British Championships.
So how have you done? Well, how have you got, Brenda? How far have you achieved?
In this one, I'm in the top 10.
Wow.
I don't know exactly where I am as yet. We find out on May the 13th.
Gotcha.
Which is during Mental Awareness Week.
Perfect.
And hopefully I'll be in the top 3. But it's quite fortunate that the top 10 are from 10 different areas of Britain. We've got Dorset, Essex,
nice.
Hertfordshire, Lancashire, Lincolnshire, Norfolk, Northumberland, Shropshire, Suffolk and Yorkshire.
How do you become a town crier?
Well, first of all, you have to be very quiet. No. First of all, you have to have a noisy voice, loud voice. And in 1987, because I've been crying 34 years this year, I lived in Peterborough and I worked as a catering manager of a country park. And they've got 2 cafes 1.5 miles from one another. And they had in the paper, could you be Town Crier of Peterborough? If so, write in and tell us why. My daughters who helped out in the cafes wrote to them and said, if my mum stands outside one cafe and shouts, chips, we'll be able to hear her in the other.
Wow. So it's all down to chips.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, as it should be, of course. What's the official capacity of a town crier then? I mean, are you does somebody say, right, Brenda, get yourself in the town centre, get over to Newmarket, right outside the main shops because we need an announcement? What are your duties?
Well, the council, I don't get paid for it, but they appoint you as a crier. And so for civic duties, sometimes they contact you to say, oh, well, is the mayor making, or there's this or there's that, and you do that. You get charities that will contact you to say, can you come and help support our charity?
Yep.
And even just walking around the town, if you're not shouting, then people will say, oh, what are you here for today?
Gotcha.
And you tell them, and you don't actually have to shout at them. You can tell them, and they're interested anyway, and it's great meeting the public.
And it's a great way. I mean, if you are angry and you want to shout at somebody, they say, stop shouting. You can go, hang on, I'm the town crier.
Exactly.
You've got a nice little get out there.
In 1997, I was fortunate to, I'm saying fortunate, some people might not think it's very fortunate saying that you've got a big mouth, but I won the loudest in Britain at 109 decibels.
You can knock out the decibels, Brenda, can't you? There's no doubt about that. And somebody here says, this is from Graham. He says, so you've gone from oh yay to oh nay for this year's competition, which I quite like. But he says, how do town criers show they are saying the words loudly? Do you have to write in capitals in your proposal?
Well, that could help, yeah.
I like that. Are you going to give us an example then, Brenda? Because it would be lovely to hear you in action. And again, for those who are watching, they will see you in all your garb. You look splendid. Everything is there. The bell's ready to go. So let's have some town crier action.
Well, we've got an advertising cry because we're not allowed to do the cries that we've entered for criers to do. So I'll do that one if you like.
I'd love it.
Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Oh, yay! We're normally social criers. We love to meet our mates. We go to competitions, but we can't go out the gates. We've met family by different means. The internet has helped us all get through. So we're holding a virtual competition and we want your support, all of you. We're supporting a charity called Shout, which helps people battle on as more have suffered in different ways, and volunteers will help everyone. Please sponsor me for the championship, a virtual cry for 2021. The Loyal Company of Town Criers wants to thank you, each and every one. God save the Queen!